So I had to run in and get some coffee really quick, make my 18th pot of the day. So anyway, I am a coffee drinker. I always have a cup in my hand. It's water. It's basically watered down coffee. I think it's more of like just a mental thing of like a placebo to say, hey, stay awake. So anyway, we're getting to know JP a little bit. So I want to talk to you a little bit. So I am from the West Coast. I moved to Florida about 4 years ago. After the divorce, I left Oregon and went back to Iowa and redid my mom's house so she could sell it after her husband died. And then I couldn't figure out what the hell I was going to do with my life, and I had a really good friend in Hawaii, and she said, you just need to get out of here and go find your own place. So I did. I went to Florida, and I went there thinking it was the furthest away from her. But it wasn't. But I did hide out here for about 3 or 4 years. I mean, I don't know. Because, even though she was bothering me for the last 2 years, I didn't know it was her, so she really wasn't on my mind, and I really didn't give a shit. I don't give a shit. So anyway, what I'm saying is that I've been here for a while. So anyway, that's the whole thing of getting to Florida, okay? So I've been here for a little bit, and I go to the beach. I went to the beaches a couple times, and I popped around a lot of cities in Florida, and I'm just not finding that happy place, and I'm giving it its space, but I did move away from like Orlando out to more of the country to a newer area, and the people here are younger and they take care of themselves. The one thing I found in Florida is just there's like fast food on every corner. People here are severely overweight, and they're all white. It's like they never go outside. Anyway, and speaking of white, so I'm gonna talk to y'all, and you know what? Hey, I might push some buttons and I might not, and basically what I am is I invite conversation. Okay, so the number one thing I noticed when I moved here, and is racism and prejudice, and I would spend every summer in Virginia, in the Glebe Mansion, this huge, I don't know, I had like probably 30 plus rooms, and I'd stay in there by myself during the summer, and it was the main selling place of all the land, and that's where I learned how to drive tractors and build houses, and that's how I self-taught myself, and that's where I kind of like grew up. I mean, I know that I grew up in Iowa, but I had one summer, the summer before I got Lyme disease when I was like 17, and my hair was getting longer. I was getting bigger. I was figuring out who JP was, and had a fake ID from all the people the friends I was hanging out with, and they're all in their 20s. So I mean, they drugged me everywhere. I was not little JP, but I was the high school JP. And that summer, I opened up. I figured out the mental thing in my brain. I started playing a lot of volleyball, and I started finding that zone that you find, like when you're in football, that zone, when you're looking at the quarterback, and everything else just disappears, and it's just a straight route. And playing volleyball that summer, I discovered my brain. And I discovered that I was a semi-good looking guy. I dated a lot of girls that summer, and that's probably the first time in my life that I ever dated that many girls. Cocos, you gotta wait. Because I was a pretty shy guy up to that point. And so I had that interesting summer, and then I got bit by that tick. Went home to Iowa at 17. I ended up in a coma, and they put me in the hospital, and they couldn't figure out what the hell it was. They still never did, and I mean, it was Lyme. I mean, it was obvious. They said I had encephalitis, meningitis, and some other thing, and I don't know. I don't even think, they were diagnosing me with MS at that point. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so that happened. I got really sick. I lost my memory. High school sucked after that because fucking, God, classroom was just, I hated it. So then I moved away. I didn't even go up on stage and get my diploma. I mean, I went and partied with my brother Kurt and my brother in arms. And bless you, brother. I know you're not here right now, but you are. That's when I just packed up and went west. I mean, I never liked Iowa. never was happy there, never fit in, never liked one part of the closed-mindedness, the just small, I mean, Cedar Rapids, Iowa is actually a huge town. It's Rockwell Collins. It's where all your cereals made. I mean, it's a huge town. But it's just like, there's no progressive thinking. It's just people who are just, I guess they're happy just being who they are. But I wasn't. I mean, even as a kid on the lake, man, I had big dreams. I had big dreams. So, I took off for LA, and Sunset Strip, man. Whew. I had long hair, and I was looking pretty damn good. But see, the thing of it is I was really shy. And not really shy. It's just I didn't know who. I hate those damn deer flies. I had no clue how to work JP. I mean, shit. I mean, I was offered. I remember I had this agent, and oh man, it was a struggle. I mean, I did a couple movies, and I had a movie. It was a pretty big one with Kevin Costner. It wasn't a huge role, but it was enough to break me out. And my agent was in love with me, and he was infatuated. And I met the producer of the new movie on the second reading, and then I left. And he was really cool. I mean, God, he spent a lot of time with me. I left. And I didn't hear anything back from my agent, so I just kind of blew it off, Said, hey, I didn't get the role. Cool. So I was at a party about, I think it was like 5 months later, and I ran into that freaking producer. And he was really angry at me. And I was like, what? He said, why didn't you come back for your third callback? And I was like, I didn't know I had a third callback. So, Coco, don't, please. I'm talking right now. Thank you. So he had a crush on me, that producer, so my agent found out, and my agent didn't give me the callback. So that was basically the last job that I auditioned for. That's when I just said, maybe I'm not cut out for this. I don't know. I mean, I got offered $50,000 to do a nude layout, and I mean, at 21 years old, that's a lot of fucking money. And my agent begged me to turn it down, so I did. I mean, thinking back on it, I wasn't gonna go anywhere with my modeling and acting. God damn you, little bastard. So I probably should have done it. It would have been awesome to compare it to now if I do decide to do a nude now. I mean, it would have been really cool because I was such a young little kid. I don't even think I had hair on my balls yet. Anyway, so, and now guys have to shave their balls. It's like, you know what? When we were in high school, all we wanted to do was have hair on our balls and be this big-ass man. And then now our fucking girlfriends are saying, shave it all off. Okay. Well, 2 days after it grows back, ladies, that hurts like hell. So it's a pretty much full-time job. And I know you're going to bitch about your legs. You got to do your legs. But I'd rather cut my knee than, yeah. Anyway. We can skip that one. I just always found that fascinating that we were grown up and we have all these things that we have to be a man. And I remember I was so embarrassed because I was a late grower. I didn't even blossom until my 20s. I mean, in my 20s, I put on like 30 pounds, just like that. So I didn't even have my hair. I mean, honestly, I didn't even have hair on my balls until my 20s. I don't know if it was the Lyme disease that slowed me down. I mean, obviously it attacked my thyroid and my hormones and stuff, but whatever. But I was always self-conscious, and also being in LA, I mean, there's a lot of gay people in LA, a lot of Jewish people, a lot of people from New York, a lot of mixed people. But I mean, Hollywood itself is pretty much controlled by white, But the gay part of LA is huge. I mean, it's overwhelming. Coco, just relax. We will go. And I mean, honestly, I'm telling you, man, I'm not holding nothing back anymore, folks. I was raped. I mean, I would have to literally probably count it in my mind, but it was at least 4 times by a male. I lost my male-female sexuality to my babysitter, who was probably about 14 years to my senior. I I think I was only like 12 years old, 14 in that area. I mean, obviously, yeah, a young man would like go, yeah, let's have sex. But it was really confusing to me. And the most confusing part was after she did it, she came back the next day to babysit me, and I came back home from playing with my friends, and she'd locked the door. And I looked in the driveway, and there's a car there. And it ended up being her boyfriend. And I mean, I'm just a little kid, I mean, God, I think it's probably the first time I ever felt jealousy or something. But I remember I kicked the damn door in. It was a metal screen door. I can totally remember seeing how bent up it was. And I got in trouble. But I didn't tell anybody what happened. I just took the blame for the door. So being raped by a male, and me being, quote, quote, an empathic, easygoing, forgiving soul, and I trust a lot of people. I mean, I trust, I forgive. I mean, that's just my nature, and it's not. I'm not going to change it, but I'm very careful with it nowadays. But back then, I had, like, I have not an ounce of draw. I mean, I don't even know how to say it. So when I was in LA and guys would hit on me, I took it a whole different way. I mean, a whole different way. It was a threat to me whenever anybody had anything to do with a male coming on to me in LA. And it was a threat, and it was scary. I mean, I did not have any fucking clue how to deal with it, honestly. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons I ran from LA. But I sit there and think about how much money I could have made and what I could have had. But thinking back, I wasn't ready. I would have been dead, drugs, alcohol, whatever. I mean, LA is just one crazy. I mean, I can remember in the 80s they had these spin tables, and there's just big old piles of cocaine, and I mean, it was free because everybody has so much freaking money there. And I mean, the women and the men and everything and all the opportunities, and everybody's a liar, and you can't trust nobody. So it was very confusing for a country bumpkin of me, and the way I looked. Yeah, that was a big factor. Damn, I'm gonna get him. Okay. So those are a lot of the factors why I left LA. I mean, I don't regret any part of my life. I believe that every part of my life got me to where I am, and it's taught me, and this is my journey. This is what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I would trade a few things, like all of us would. But, Coco, relax. I gotta do this one. Anyway, so with that said, LA was very confusing to me. And, in a way, I'm really happy that I didn't make it back then, because I had a lot of life experience to learn. And I had a really big heart, and I had to find that heart on what I could do with it. I mean, granted, I would say the biggest factor in my whole life is me, for one. And after I lost Kurt, my bro overseas, I dove into the bottle. I didn't know where else to go. I don't deal with death. I just don't deal with it. It happens, and I move on, and I don't deal with it up here. It just doesn't affect me that way. But his death got me. I mean, he's basically the only freaking male I ever trusted in my whole life. So, we would fight, man. We would fight. We were buds. I threw him through a plate glass window, and he stabbed me one time. I won't say that too lightly, but anyway. That's just the way we were. And then 20 minutes later, we'd get up off the ground and be right back to doing what we do. But our Friday night, right now, him and I had already loaded up the guns. We're out in the country setting up the bonfire, and we're hunting, or we're shooting, or everybody's coming to be with us, because we were the cool dudes, I guess. I don't know. I never thought I was popular, but everybody said I was. But in my mind, hell no. I was scared shitless. I hated walking down the high schools. I hated it. You know what? You know what the biggest thing I hated is because I was a teenager and I kept getting these goddamn hard-ons and my books weren't big enough. I hate walking down the hallway going like this, you know? But, you know, shit, there's a lot of good-looking ladies in high school. I think I had a crush every freaking day on a different woman, you know? A different hard-on for a different woman. Haha. Hey, this is R-rated. Anyway. So, high school is just fucking uncomfortable. I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there. I hated it. I hated every fucking second of it. Only thing I liked was football practice and going to the gym. That was it. I didn't even... I don't know. The girls were boring. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll get back to the subject. So I moved to California. Anyway, racism here. Huge. Bothers me. Very, 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 very much. I have to keep my mouth shut a lot. And, but I also have an appreciation for music. And I know that there's a lot of music here. And a lot of music here that is, I don't know if you want to call it, just, I don't know. Hardcore metal has a different reputation than, you know. And, I mean, I don't even want to go there. But let's just, like, look, I want to put together Democrat, Republican. I want to put together black and white. I want to bring people on my show to have controversy, but to be humans about it and talk about it and say, hey, this is my opinion. This is how I feel. I don't need to go out there and hide behind somebody else and get my opinion out there. So that's what I'm trying to create here. And you can see what I'm doing. I mean, I'm actually, like I said, I didn't take this whole process as something I planned. It just became a narcissistic mission. And in the end result, I'm really thinking people are seeing some shit here. I'm reading amazing stuff, like I've said 1,000 million times. So the South is a different creature to me. Food. The food sucks here. Don't come to Florida for the food. Anyway, I really miss good pizza. I really miss any kind of good food. I miss freaking Mexican, real Mexican. So I just want to, the show, I want to create some controversy. And I want to bring on musicians, and I want to showcase some local talent. And with COVID here, we're not getting stages. I mean, if I would have been a football player last year in COVID, I wouldn't have made it to college because there was no showcase. I mean, there's just no showcase. There's musicians out there that aren't getting a showcase. There's all kinds of people that got talent that aren't getting showcased right now. And then on top of it, I want to throw some talent, you know, and what we're doing and what I want to do is I want to bring old metal to the young generation and do something with it and show them. Because see, back in the day, I mean, to pick up a guitar and go into a recording studio, nothing like today. Nothing. I mean, you know, you're talking beer cans, cigarettes, just disgusting, but that's why it was so cool. That's why it was so dirty. We were so poor. We were just scraping. I mean, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, everybody's first album is written out of pure hell. But ask any rocker who wrote that first successful album, they'll say that was the best time of their life. Every time. It's before the drugs and the alcohol took over. It's before the success, before getting that high of being on stage and needing more and more and more. And that's what happens to most musicians. But they will never forget that first album and playing those bars and being in a van with 15 different stinky ass freaking guys going to a show, getting paid nothing and nobody there, and they're not even turning their heads. That's the beauty of it. And then you got so much pain, and then you're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden you just, out of nowhere, you just get this lyric, or you just get this line, or you just get this one note. And it's done. It's like boom. Somebody just knocks you in the head and says, hey, this is your next hit. And I saw that a lot over and over again. And then I watched them go hurt themselves. It's crazy what Hollywood does to you. But, like the true people, like the true musicians are all here. That love their craft first. And I'm not saying the people who took their lives and died to alcohol and all that. Everything's got a disease. Every aspect of our human brain has a way to destroy us. So, God, Jamie Lane, we lost so many people better. Scott Weiland, Prince, fuck, Eagles, Bowie. Oh man, we've had a shitty couple years here, folks. So with this COVID, man, we're all missing out on each other. Fuck, I miss having a goddamn hug. I'm a contact person. I'm a germphobe, but I'm a contact person. So fuck it. We need to get back together again, so we got to figure out a way. So I got some ideas with this show to showcase people in the local towns that we travel to, and it'd be a caravan of musicians, and kind of got something up our sleeve. So kind of throwing it out there because I kind of want to get to know everybody. Hell, you know what? I could just drop off the face of the earth and just take pictures and put them on Only Me. Am I saying Only Me or Only You? I don't remember. I don't know which one. I'll have to look that up. I'm kind of stupid that way, folks. But anyway, let's I could drop off the face of the earth, just put my pictures up there and be okay, I guess, huh? And just go live in the islands. But you know what? I got a higher purpose too. So can I do both? I really like to help people. So, and I like the human freaking brain. People are freaking amazing when you turn all the attention off of your own ego and you open your ears. People say some amazing shit. It's because we're so busy in our brains, we don't hear it, So I just really wanted to create this talk show, comedy, old comedy, like the old Cher and the old Benny and just the old stupid shit, but it was fun. It was simple. It was easy. It was easy to laugh. You didn't have to think. You just smoked a joint and just laughed your ass off. So, that's it, folks. I just want to get through this, and I got a lot to do. I've got an apartment complex. It's in architecture right now, and I'm blown away by the possibilities of it. And it's made out of our containers, and I'm really excited. It's going to be an easy build apartment complex. You can basically put it anywhere in the world, and it's in architecture right now. And I just sitting there one night having a brainstorm, and see that's just why I got to clear all this clutter out of here. And that's why I really needed to do this, folks. I needed to get her out of my life so I can be creative and be myself and be who I am. I had to do this. I had no choice. There was no choice here. I'd run every avenue there was. Okay. So you know what? In the end, I might not beat her in court. But at this point, I've done what I needed to do here. And it's time to move on. 7 years. What does she want from me? Does she want me back? My psychic said that she wanted, if I was going to be successful, she was going to knock me down. Okay, so you handed me the divorce papers. No, you didn't. The server did. I accepted them. And I took off. I was good with that. So what is your problem? Do you find me different now? Because I'm basically the same guy, just a little bit smarter and a little bit stronger and a little bit more on my two goddamn feet. So anyway, I don't understand this. I don't understand what the hell you want from me. Why can't I be a success? I'll tell you what, if you left me alone, I guarantee you your life would get better. Because you wouldn't have to focus on me 24/7, okay? So let's just be done with this. Quit bringing other people in this. Quit destroying my friends in my book. That's just so childish. Come on. So anyway, that's my show, and I really need to be creative again. So anyway, I'm just happy. I'm not sure in pits and bisses and pieces and bits and whatever, but I'm just telling you, I don't have a preference of as far as Democrat or Republican. Okay, and I'm going to tell you that truthfully. I vote for the Constitution. The Constitution is the most important thing in my life. It rules my life in this country, and it's why I'm in this country. The Constitution is our heart. And we just had our Constitution stomped on in the Capitol, and that pissed me off quite a bit. And a lot of people I used to work with overseas. It's basically just spit on our country. And that pisses me off. I know a lot of people have died overseas for us. I know a lot of people who are here and are still hurting, who would probably rather die because it sucks coming home. Because I talked to them. And I'm going to be having a lot of those veterans on my show. A lot of them. I want veterans that have little unique stories, and I want to see your talents, veterans. So, man, I mean, come on. Let's get over the kneeling bullshit and all that bullshit. I mean, let's get over that the mask is political. I mean, this is just so simpleton shit. I mean, we're bigger than this. Come on, folks. So, wear your mask when you're asked to, and take it off when you're not. I mean, shit. Go to a nudist beach. Wear your clothes if you want. Shit. I have mine off in 2 seconds because I hate wearing clothes. But anyway, so that's my random thoughts for Friday night. I hope you're all having a good one. I do enjoy all this talking because this is like free therapy. Anyway, I love y'all. Peace out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Good night.